Welcome to the Daily Edge. Steve, Jake, Mark, we are the Noodlebergs. Today, we are going to be breaking down the YouTube TV strategy of giving away the first NFL game for free and discussing the freemium model. Let's find our edge. That starts with the affirmation. I lead with value, knowing that giving first isn't losing. It's how trust is built, loyalty is earned, and success is sustained. The question of the day is, do you hurt the value of your brand by giving away free product?
So free has no value.
Free has no value.
Free is value. Free. When you invite people to something free and they don't show up, they don't feel a sense of loss. So they're like, there's no urgency to show up. It's free. It's no big deal.
What do you buy nowadays that isn't free first?
Well, so hold on. Well, so let me ask you a question about this, right?
Can you answer my question?
Hold on.
I don't buy clothes that are free first.
Fair.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't buy any.
You don't buy a Rolex.
What online?
You don't buy a Ferrari.
Fair. And I guess back in the day, cable you would never buy. You never got did you get a free
you get
trial?
free
Yeah,
cable.
did you get free cable?
No.
Right?
No.
So
No. When I was in the phone business, there was nothing free.
So, but in the technology world, most of the time you're getting a free month, right? Like
In most-
you signed out.
They're trials.
Almost anything now,
They're
there's
not
free
free.
trials.
They're trials.
The free trials.
Right. So
Everything is a free trial.
Wait,
Free
now
trial,
the,
free
now
trial.
The other side of that is sampling. And I've always been a product guy, and I love sampling. I love the fact, hey, you know what? Taste this ice cream. Do you like it? Then you buy it.
All right, but wait, I have a question.
A taste, not a free.
Because I want to challenge this free has no value that you said.
Okay.
If I buy a Rolex for $25,000, right? Obviously, that has a lot of value to me. If somebody gifts me a Rolex,
Right.
I got it for free. Does that not have value?
Well, so you need to be careful here.
Okay,
I think.
right.
Okay.
All right, yeah.
So let's look at our business. Whatever we charge for what we do,
Yes.
the minute we give it away, we devalue it, right?
Yes.
Now you can say, here's what it costs, but I'm making a decision not to charge you. Mm-hmm. Not charging and giving away free, two radically different strategies. Free.
So the word free is the problem.
The word free for me, I just don't believe in business. You give away what your trade.
So freemium is bad. Right?
So this is category specific now.
Right.
So there are other strategies that are stacked on top of free.
Sure.
In the world, what's happened to the world, I think, with data, like people want data. Well, I'm willing to give you this to get this.
Right.
So it's a bait and switch, sort of. It's like, here, I'll give you all my information if you give me this.
The reality is that we're operating in a different world than we ever operated in
Correct.
before, right? Where like there's almost an expectation now that I get to either test drive it or try it or do a trial with it. I get to test it somehow before I'm willing to purchase it. That is almost an expectation.
In technology, guaranteed.
And there's a coaching quote, comes from Bill Belichick. Not everything he's done has been bad. I know we've beat him up in the last episode
God,
about
his brand, man.
but so he has a famous quote that says, "Do business as business is being done," right? And for him, that means however the game is being played, that's how we have to play the game.
Or you will lose.
Right.
Right.
You can't fight against the way the game is being played. In today's world, the game is being played where people are giving stuff away.
Not in every category.
Not in every category. Right? Nobody's giving away Ferraris.
Nobody's giving away
Nobody's
service.
giving away
Service. Let me give you 3 months of air conditioning service.
Well,
no,
hold
man,
on.
buy a warranty.
Hold on. Well, if you go to buy a car, you say nobody's giving away a Ferrari. I can go test drive a Ferrari.
But that's a 10-minute thing.
This is actually an interesting
So
conversation.
we're talking about them giving away one game. right? In a massive market, we just looked it up. Their third most users are in Brazil, right? The game is in Brazil. Obviously, their TV is growing. More and more people are switching to TV. I had a client today look at me and said, when I move to my new place, I'm not getting cable. I'm just going to keep the YouTube TV. And so to get that amount of people in, I think, in the practice of watching online, right? And getting used to that experience.
They're changing behavior.
They're changing behavior.
Right.
And they're making the barrier to entry in order for them to try the new behavior very easy. And I think in today's world where there's so much bombardment from everybody trying to change behavior, you have to kind of remove the barrier to allow them to try.
Here's a key point.
I want to ask you this. And I think this happened last year. I make shit up all the time. But I think that the game was on YouTube and not everybody could get it. And people were freaking out that they didn't have access to an NFL game.
It was Netflix. That was Netflix that botched that.
Right. And so, they made a mess of...
Well, so there's a couple points here that we're getting at. Right.
There's a lesson here. All right, they fucked it up.
Don't say free. Okay. Don't say free. Right? Don't say free. Don't say free.
Free means I don't value
Here's an example from our business, right? We let people into our huddle. Right? We don't say, hey, we're going to give you the huddle.
We invite them.
We don't say, hey, you can come to this for free. There's an exclusivity with being invited into something that you can experience. Whether you use the word trial, whether you use the word one time, however, create exclusivity around it. Right? This is the time that you have to do this. You can come join our huddle, right? We're going to allow you in. We're going to let you watch the game. Right? Like YouTube. We're going to let you watch the first NFL game.
Right.
Create exclusivity around it. The next point, you better make that experience really good for people.
Yeah.
Because if you screw up your given away experience, brand is torched.
When we invited people to the huddle, which is a unique experience that you can't explain any other way, you have to come. It was one time, and there was no agenda beyond it.
Correct.
Here, look at it.
Correct.
And if you never come back, fine. But if you sampled it and you liked it and you want to join,
there's a reason for discussion now.
Right now, there's a conversation.
It's a risk.
So, but if you look at the agenda that YouTube has, if everybody in the planet is watching in one place, what do you think it's going to cost to advertise on that?
Well, I think
1,000%. There's always money. Yeah.
Well, I think the reality.
There's always a sale behind it.
Well, the reality is they paid a lot for this game.
God
right? Like there is an actual
They changed
equation.
the market.
There's an ROI that's got to be had.
There's an ROI exists that they have to get a certain amount of users. If they don't have the accounts to reach that or the data to support, they have to do something. They have to get more people on it.
I got to say this. This week we learned that one of the new clients is using the negotiation module more than anybody. The guys at YouTube, horrible negotiators.
Right.
Ding, ding, ding.
Well, so hold on. This is a good point because maybe they purchased the game, right? They had projected benchmarks or projected goals, and all of a sudden they're getting pretty close to the game, and they're like, guys,
this is bad.
We're way off track here. Like, we're going to eat a ton of money on this. How do we create value from this? Because we're not able to sell it right now. And so now all of a sudden they go, wait a minute. We're not going to make the money we thought we were going to make on it. What ROI can we get from it? Which then becomes experience, brand.
We're all Hulu users, right?
Yeah.
Listen, I'm a Hulu has live sports
has live
enthusiast.
sports. I mean,
they do.
I don't know how I live without
but I'm always 5 seconds behind everybody else who's watching on YouTube TV.
I'm not going on YouTube. I'm thinking about it. Like, I'm going to a bar that first game to watch. I did it last year, remember? And the bar had to buy it. Right. I remember. So I just think it's fascinating, and you really got to trust your product. Like, you go back to, it's a gamble, and I think
you cannot screw up the experience. That is the ultimate focus. Is if you are going to allow people in without charging them, you're going to go to the freemium model, and you're going to package it the right way so that you don't hurt the brand, right? But with language. And then the very next component is you cannot fuck this up.
And then I think actually from a marketing standpoint and a customer acquisition standpoint, you can't fuck up what happens after. Like how you go after them and how
Has anybody been in our platform for free?
Yes.
Who?
Absolutely.
A lot. We give away
there's a free
training.
location.
But they look at it, it's not the platform.
Sure.
It's a sample.
Well,
hey, come in and get an appetizer just to check out what the restaurant's like and whatever.
Also, this is conditional based on, for our business, this is conditional, right? If we are working on an enterprise deal with an organization,
yes,
right? But we work with Hotwire, right? We've onboarded Hotwire, working with all of their salespeople around the country. We let the leaders in to experience the platform before they purchased it so that they could make an informed decision for their organization. Now, we didn't say, hey, we're giving this to you for free. We said, we're going to let you in. We're going to let you.
I really like the
language matters.
I really like the analogy of almost like an actor or an actress. Like when they started in their career, they had to audition. They didn't just get the job.
Correct.
Right? You had to show that you could actually do it. And then by the end, they were like, great, like I don't need to audition anymore. And I think it's kind of the similar thing.
Auditioning is a good parallel. That's a really interesting parallel,
right? Like
because
you're earning.
I want to see what it feels like. I want to look at
as
it.
the consumer,
right?
I want you to audition for me,
right? It's and you're dancing for me a little bit.
Okay, so we hit one, which is language matters and the way you package it. Two is the experience has to hit. You talked about next steps after it. I think the other component is what are you getting from it, right? Like one is, okay, we're going to deliver the experience to you,
what are you actually
but are you capturing data? Like what are you getting as the business that allows you to do the next steps? Because if you just allow everybody in with no barrier, no way to engage or know who or measure, you're done. You're toast. You gave it all away and you got absolutely no way to create next steps for people.
I just think we talk about it in our sales process all the time. It's leading with value.
Right.
Not leading with the ask. And I think that's like the really important thing you're not getting bonked over the head. Like everywhere I go is paywall, right? Like especially when you're on Instagram and you click anything, it leads directly to a paywall.
When you read a newsletter that's free, how often do you pay for something more?
Very rarely.
I don't.
Very rarely.
Never. Like Wall Street Journal?
Almost never.
Never.
They start hitting me with, now it's 400.
Any publication that gives me the teaser and then asks me, I'm like, yeah, I got to buy the subscription now. I got to get in because I got to read it. Oh, yeah. With the teaser, not from the newsletter. Right, but when Business Insider hits me with the 5 things that I need to read, and then after that says, "Oh, in order to read the article, it's going to cost you this a month," I'm like, "Yeah."
So it's funny.
I want to give a shout out to a CEO that I've been talking to, Mike Flasky from Hornblower, and they own City Cruises. He comes from the timeshare space.
Okay,
and so everybody that goes, gets something. But they know they're going to get banged on the head. Right. You know you have to sit for 90 minutes and watch this presentation. And so the trade-off is, here's free. We're going to put you in some other experience, but you got to experience this. As long as you know what's coming. I think that's what's really...
And just know where you're positioned in people's minds. Like when you talk about Ferrari, I'm never going to go to the dealership and just ask to test drive a Ferrari.
You actually can't, by the way.
Right? Because
you actually can't. No,
I don't think so.
Turns out you can't buy a new Ferrari unless you already own a Ferrari.
Wow.
In order to buy a Ferrari, you have to buy a used Ferrari first.
And they're not giving
I might
shit
fact check
away.
that one.
You can fact check it. This is how it's almost like Rolex, right? It's how they create the exclusivity of the brand.
You can't buy it.
You have to buy a used, so that's how they hold the integrity of the value of the cars. And they never drop, so it's the only car that you don't drive off the lot.
You got to
and
earn
lose.
the right to be there. Like you got to earn the right to not audition.
Right, you got to earn the right not to audition.
And when you talk about those
proven.
brands, I don't think YouTube TV in the television space is talked about like those brands.
No.
In the entertainment space, of course.
Sure.
But I don't think that their brand is the premium model for TV. I don't think people look at it and go, it's the staple. It's very split.
What's interesting though is we go back to the do business as business is being done, right? Like HBO is or Apple are the animals in the space. They all give you a 14-day trial.
Amen.
Right?
It's funny to bring up HBO. They've been so many names.
Oh, they're back.
HBO Max,
They're
Max.
That'll be another show. That'll be another show.
HBO Max.
We're bringing HBO back.
For HBO, no, now it's Max
Unreal.
Plus. Now it's back to HBO.
Great show.
So close it. Close it. Yes or no? Yes or no? Freemium model is good or bad?
I think it depends.
No, if you trust your product and your product is what
like
you
it.
say it is, then not at all.
I don't like it.
No, so you say no, don't do it. You say yes,
100%
you trust it
give it away.
absolutely. I think as most things, it's contextual, right? Make sure that you hit the points that we talked on. If you are going to allow people in without charging them, make sure that you hit those points.
And if you made
because
it-
that's the way to make
and
it
if you
a
made
growth
it-
strategy and not something that hurts your brain.
Wait. And if you've made it this far and you want a free training, you can sign up for our free training. Since you made it this far, go to ontheball.co, get in touch with us.
Last thing, what happens if I buy it and I don't like it 30 days later and they refund it?
Right.
It is free.
Then it was free. Then it was free.
It's
You created the.
It's in the language
It's-
of how you do it. I
a
don't
good
give
point.
it away free.
Awesome.
But you have a 30-day guarantee. It's free.
It's a good point. Thank you for finding your edge with us. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, share it with a friend. We'll see you next time.